to stop clashes among security agencies. But before then, just talking about the sensitive aspect of it during your submissions about it's very hard to have someone who is, you know, a citizen who stays in a particular state or region and then to call him or herself an indigent of that very place where he has been for a very long time. But yes, for the principle of democracy, yes, we want to see situations where, but we've seen a few where people whom, yes, of course, even if not allowed to be called themselves indigent of a certain state or a region, but we've seen a situation where these days people come out to vie for political
well, I think there are states in Nigeria. I think you are right.
Encourage that.
Definitely.
Encourage
there
that.
are a few states in Nigeria that are setting the pace as far as that,
Lagos,
as far as accommodation is concerned. And you're rightly so. Lagos is setting the pace. Kano State is setting the pace. I mean, look at Kano. Kano is like a miniature. I do say that Kano is a miniature. It's just you know, it's a melting pot too. There are all manner of identities, all manner of cultures represented, well represented, and that is why Kano is thriving today. I always say that Kano is not only the economic. It's not only the the political capital of northern Nigeria. It's also the economic capital of northern Nigeria.
Yes.
But that is also because of the accommodating nature of the people. And I think fairly, Plateau State too. I mean, like we always say, Plateau State is also setting the pace. Although I think at the end of the day, we might just need to do something about this indigent settler dichotomy. And we have always been accommodating. Plateau has always been.
Yes.
But lately, some things are sort of wearing their ugly heads that might not augur well for the future of the state and things like. I think at the end of the day, I think we need to treat each other on the basis of of citizenship, right? On the basis of we're all partners in progress. We're all key actors. We're all stakeholders as far as the Plateau project is concerned.
The moment we begin to trust each other,
definitely,
all of this will get.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
Probably you was talking.
Mistrust. We don't seem to trust each other.
Yes.
And so you feel, the reasons for this action is because I don't belong to either his ethnic nationality or religion. And so why not just work very hard to make sure it's all about my own people identifying with my religion to take leadership.
Now James Faleke is originally from Kogi State, but he represents a certain constituency in Lagos.
All right,
that's what we're talking about. This is the sort of Nigeria we want to see. It could be not in Nigeria where people, will address or treat each other on the basis of primordial sentiment and things like that.
Yes. Now, how to stop clashes among security agencies, and this one is just an opinion. It's more like you've given it to us in the next 2 or 3 minutes, and then we go on to having to do with the last one, which is coming from the Vanguard. Okay, recently we've also witnessed a sad one there coming between after a very long while, actually. But some of these things probably might have been going on untold, where you don't get to have the narrative. But the one we have received is one which made headlines.
Definitely.
Yes, and so there could be issues like that.
Definitely.
So.
Well, the second headline, about how to stop clashes among security agencies. I think it's very, timely, also very instructive to talk about that. It's a former security expert is actually sharing, some opinions or some thoughts over the issue, over the weekend, and he's actually saying that if Nigeria must, be able to address some of, the existential security problems that have actually held the country spellbound and, consequently, impeded socioeconomic development, there's a need to do something about the current clashes, the unsavory or unpalatable nature of relationship between security agencies and things. At the end of the day, whatever name is given to a security agency, I think it's just a matter of nomenclature. Every security agency has a certain area of competence, and if every security agency were to restrict itself to its area of competence, I think the country will be the better for it. You understand? But at the same time, you can't achieve that if there's no synergy or a cordial relationship, because there are instances where security agencies actually have to collaborate. This is the issue. But in this country, we have seen situations where military and police officers have actually clashed. We've seen situations where DSS and probably EFCC officials have actually clashed. A few days ago, DSS operatives were said to have, okay, is it EFCC? I think, is it DSS operatives that were said to have walked into, an EFCC office somewhere in Kaduna State to actually, drag out a certain suspect and things like that. If you have this kind of situations, I think sometimes in 2019, when some policemen actually succeeded in arresting a notorious kidnap kingpin by the name Hamisu Balawa Abdumi, on their way, out of Taraba State, they were actually accosted, by some military officers. It was a very unsavory scene, in 2019, as far as that particular incident was concerned. In fact, I do understand that some police officers actually lost their lives as a result of the clash between the military and police officers, at that particular place and things like this. These are the kinds of instances we see every day in Nigeria. We've seen instances where a policeman will actually on a very slight provocation decide to open fire on a military officer and just kill the person and then go scot-free. We've seen situations where military officers have opened fire on police officers and things like that on account of minor disagreements and things like that. This is the issue. An instance was also given in March 2021. There was a feud between soldiers and police officers in the Kuje area of Abuja, the FCT. You understand? A lot of instances are there. So you see, that might just be why it's been difficult for Nigeria to be able to win the war against insurgency, against banditry, against kidnapping, against farmer herders clashes,
sure
against whatever it is that is actually making it impossible for Nigerians to be able to live a normal life and things like that. So I think at the end of the day, there's a need, and of course, like I did mention, it is difficult now to find it is difficult now to find the military, you understand, working in any part of the state without actually the support of, members of other security agencies. It's difficult to find that now. That is why you have, such names or such